All right. All right. Well, good afternoon. Obviously, we're back here as there is some further information and updates to provide to the Victorian community about the status of Victoria's border with New South Wales. And in the past few hours since we last spoke on these matters, we've obviously seen the numbers and the updated figures from New South Wales that have come through. There are 10 new cases. That includes one unknown community transmission case. Further to the numbers we provided regarding Victoria this morning, where we indicated there were 3 cases yesterday, another 3 this morning, there's been a further 2 confirmed positive cases come as a result of the testing program underway. So that brings to 5 new cases today for Victoria. These 2 new cases are close contacts of the known positive cases to date. They are currently quarantining, and the number of close contacts in isolation is now over 70, and there's an extensive amount of work being undertaken by the public health team with the interviews and the conversations to track their movements and exposure sites. So in light of this new information and also on the advice of our public health team, I'm here to advise that from 11:59 p.m. from the 1st of January 2021, Victoria will be closing its borders to the entire state of New South Wales. Now, this is not an easy choice. Closing borders, putting in place restrictions is never an easy choice to make, and certainly not one that we wanted to be making and announcing on a day that is supposed to be about celebrating. But as we've seen throughout the course of 2020, this has been a difficult year with many difficult decisions to make as a consequence of a virus that causes great damage to the health and well-being of our community. And unfortunately, the virus doesn't expire at midnight tonight, and we have to remain vigilant, and we have to do everything we possibly can to lock in the situation we have here in Victoria, keep ahead of where the case numbers might be, particularly in light of the case numbers coming out of New South Wales, and to protect the precious gains that we've achieved over the course of 2020 here in Victoria. And so that is why we are making these announcements, to say that we want to also give time for Victorians who are currently visiting in New South Wales to make it home. Now, as is well understood, the situation is in place where Greater Sydney and the Northern Beaches area are currently red zones. There's been the previous announcements that as of midnight tonight, the area around Wollongong and the Blue Mountains will also become red zones. So as of midnight tomorrow, we will be adding the rest of New South Wales, and what will take place from midnight tonight through to midnight tomorrow is any Victorians who are coming home will need to undertake a test and go into isolation for 14 days. Obviously, this is going to cause some disruption for Victorians who may be holidaying. We do apologise for this disruption. However, these, as I said, these difficult decisions are about protecting our community, protecting and keeping as low the case numbers in our community, and doing everything we can to lock in the gains we've made over the course of 2020 so we can move into 2021 and have a much better year in 2021. Happy to take any questions or conversation.